Welcome, new students, to the social work programme, the undergraduate programme and the master's programme here at Lincoln University. I'd like to start by introducing myself. My name is Jasper Schatz and I'm the Student Engagement Champion for social work programmes. And I'd like to introduce next Nigel Horner.
Hello. Hello, I'm Nigel and I'm the Head of School of Health and Social Care and I'm also engaged in the social work programme and teaching some of the modules. And you're very welcome to the University of Lincoln. Jasper and I are going to have an interesting discussion, I think, about how students begin, the beginning of the programme. So, how do we begin?
Okay, well, shall we just start by saying what the aim of what we're doing here is, really? I think the main aim of this video clip is just to give you as a new student an overview, an introduction to what to expect for your time here over the next 2 or 3 years.
Okay. Well, yesterday evening, Jasper, we were in the cathedral, and this is the end of the process. So there was all of our social work students who had completed their degree programme a few weeks ago, and we were meeting them in this lovely surroundings in the cathedral in September, and talking to them about where they're working, what they're doing, and of course what they are doing as qualified now and practicing social workers is working in a whole range of very, very diverse settings, and that's to be celebrated, and everybody on our course will explore different things as we engage in this very, very complex and diverse thing called social work. So there were students there who were now working in fostering adoption agencies, people working with people in unstable and complex housing needs, people in a domestic violence project, someone working in Rotherham doing a lot of work there, dealing with the aftermath, if you like, of all the revelations to do with young people's sexual exploitation. But what was wonderful is that people continued to grow, and as they were there talking to us, they were talking with such passion and enthusiasm about their work, and you could sense that people were amazed to reflect and think, 3 years ago I couldn't imagine I was going to be doing this. So this is an extraordinary journey that people take.
So if we go back 3 years to the start of the social work and training journey, Nigel, what do we expect of students, and what is that growth that we're looking for?
Okay, well, one of the things you probably remember, Peter Beresford, who's a social work activist person very much involved in the disability movement, came up with this lovely phrase, which is that social work isn't rocket science, it's much more difficult than that. And I like that concept. It is incredibly difficult, and that's not to put people off, but it's not a simple formula of this is how you do something. So everyone knows that the most essential tool about doing social work is the self, about people's personal qualities. So although we will be learning things, we'll be learning laws, we'll be learning about policy, we'll be learning about procedures, first and foremost what we want is for students every single moment starting from now to recognise that they are developing themselves as people in terms of how they communicate, how they listen, how they engage, how they work together as teams, how they deal with frustrations, deal with difficulties, because that is what work is going to be all about. So right from the very beginning, what we'll be doing with people in induction and then in all of the modules is very much focusing around people's personal qualities.
And one of the activities that undergraduate students will be doing in the induction period is, of course, looking at hopes and fears and expectations, and they will be gathering that information and thinking about that later on in the journey.
Yeah.
And I suppose for the whole of the first year of the social work training, you could say that we're asking students to work with each other and work with staff in terms of that personal, professional development.
Yes, absolutely right, Jasper. I mean, I think what we will do is that we will have everyone has a formal timetable, but the timetable is just a bare skeleton. So that's the essential elements, because every part of your skeleton is vital. And we do require everyone to attend and to engage in those activities, and they're all linked to particular assessments. But it's every single opportunity. So when people are actually in discussions, in the sessions, the time between talk sessions, when people are working as a team, when they're going off to the library, when they're exploring things on the internet, looking for resources, people are actually engaged in professional skills, and every part of the group is an opportunity for people to reflect upon how they themselves contribute. And in fact, this is one of the things yesterday we gave some prizes to some students, and one of the students who'd been in the whole group, we said, well, actually this student got a first, but what was really remarkable and why she got an award from us was not about her getting a first, but the fact that she looked after other people and worked with other people to help them maximise their potential on the way. So it's all about those skills, are much more about the things that we celebrate in social workers rather than just personal achievement. It's about the collective and responsibility for others.
Okay, so we've highlighted really the personal, professional development and training side of things. But let's just talk for a little bit about academic expectations then, because for some students coming to university, depending on the background, might be quite a challenge in terms of what we expect.
Yes.
So do you want to say a little bit about what we expect and what support is available?
Absolutely. I mean, what we're doing is that we are trying to prepare people to be competent academically, and that is for the world of work as well. But just to talk about the academic itself, is that we will give people resources. Often students actually will come and say, what do I actually have to read for this bit? And they will find it quite frustrating that we say, there's no set answer. There's a whole range of resources out there. You make your own choices as to which of the particular resources seem to make most sense to you. So although there will be a reading list, it's not, this is what you have to do. It's an indicative thing. So we want people to all the time think, how can I actually engage with this particular subject and read around it? So the old-fashioned term reading for a degree still is true. People have to do reading and have that. Well, one of the people that hopefully people will come across when we're looking at child abuse inquiries in the Munro report, Eileen Munro says it's all about the inquiring mind, and it's all about thinking beyond the obvious, and that's what we want to engender in people, a curiosity. A curiosity to think, okay, I kind of understand that, but do I? And is there another way of thinking about it? Is there something I'm missing? And so academic curiosity is also helpful for practice.
And as new social work students in training, one thing that we'd like you to think about is really how you develop your spirit of inquiry and creativity. Behind me on the display here is some work that has been done today by social workers working together from Sweden, Germany and Lincoln University, looking at child protection in international context.
Okay, right.
So that is another way to have an inquiring mind about how different cultures organise services in response to these issues.
And this in itself, just a nice simple messages on coloured paper, but it's about complexity, because it's saying that in fact it's sort of somewhere in the middle of a mixture of this. It's a continuum, isn't it? Doing nothing, big interventions, support for families, etc. So any situation is about making judgments, and not in a formulaic way, but actually seeing every situation as unique and having to make new judgments. And that's a difficult thing to learn to do. So that's the professional, that's the connection, the academic. So in terms of just final thoughts really, Jasper, about how to get going and how to get kind of really excited about things, it's partly about developing disciplines, and it's about people working out for them, which they may have done at school, or they may have done at college, or in return to studies or access programs, but everyone knows and should have some knowledge, when do they work best? For some people it's like first thing in the morning, for other people it's late at night, for some they like having music in the background, some need quiet, some need so some people will actually find that they really work well in the spaces we provide here at the university, in the library, whatever. Others will think, no, actually I've got my own workspace at home and that's where I work. So people have got to develop those kind of habits. They're kind of like sort of academic hygiene habits, really, things that work, and kind of work on these things and constantly kind of find out what is helpful.
Yeah, so I think you could say expect to prepare for more independent study and learning. However, the role of the academic tutor is very important there, isn't it? For
Yes.
each student, that you would be supported by having an academic tutor that you're going to meet 3 times a term.
Yes, and more. I mean, and then module leaders and other teachers. And actually, our university, we are evaluated very well by students for personal support, for academic support, and everyone recognises that people are available, they're accessible, we are approachable, we're friendly. It's very important to ask. There's no shame in not asking. We welcome people to come and talk to us about their ideas and how they're developing, because we want everyone to fulfil their potential.
Excellent. Well, thank you for watching this, and we wish you all the best here at Lincoln University, and we expect that you're going to have a really exciting and challenging time with us.
Thank you, Jasper. Thank you.